Good morning and welcome to Jasper High School for today's girls basketball Class 4A semi-state semifinal game between Center Grove and Evansville Reitz. Hello, I'm Kevin Conrad along with Rick Embry. We welcome everyone to our coverage of the 51st Annual IHSA Girls Basketball State Tournament presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers. Today's coverage on Sports Night Indiana is presented by Hobbig Injury Law, TAPAC Wealth Management, and Coldwell Banker Styles. Rick Embry, Lawrence Central, they win the first game this morning over Floyd Central, 53-47. So the Bears are in the Final Four tonight to play the winner between Center Grove and Evansville Reitz.
Yeah, kind of as expected there, Kevin. LC was favored going in, but Floyd Central kept battling with them. It was a 6-point game at the end, 53-47, but LC advances, and now we get the matchup to see who will face them tonight, and it should be a great one here this afternoon, Kevin. And Evansville Reitz team that comes in 21-2, they finally got over the hump of beating their nemesis over the last few years, Castle, in the sectional with a 1-point victory, and then rolled over Columbus North with a late rally last week in the regional. That's who Center Grove is going to have to beat this afternoon to advance to the semi-state championship this evening.
The Center Grove Trojans, the lone undefeated team in the state at 26-0, and Rick, they've been special all season long. At home, 15-0, neutral court 3-0, and on the road 8-0 under ninth-year head coach Kevin Stuckmeyer.
Yeah, and it's something I uttered a few times in the regional game last, just a refuse-to-lose mentality, Kevin. Both of the sectional championship and the regional championship, they've had to come from behind in the fourth quarter. The last two games, that sectional championship, they outscored Franklin Central by 11 in the second half. Last week, they outscored Pendleton Heights by 12 in the second half, including an 18-9 run in the fourth quarter to get that regional championship. So it's a team that's used to falling behind a little bit. Obviously, Coach Stuckmeyer wants them to play from ahead today, but like you said, the only undefeated team left across all four levels of Indiana high school basketball in the girls' championship.
The Center Grove Trojans, 24 sectional titles in school history, 7 regional titles, 1 semi-state coming back in 1996, and the Trojans won the state championship back in 96. For the Panthers, 4 sectional titles, couple of regional titles, 1 semi-state back in 1981, and they went on to win the state title in 1981. And, Rick, I know you kind of recall that Panther team back in 81.
Yeah, they were led by Barb Dykstra. I remember I was 10 years old growing up in Evansville. So that was a special team. A few interesting things, Kevin, as I was doing my research over the course of this week. I mean, it's an Evansville Reitz team that until 2023, whenever Coach Brock Stone started, they'd only had 2 winning seasons the previous 20 seasons. But he has absolutely turned this program around, 53-14 over the last 3 years. They finally, like I said, got over the hump of beating Castle in that sectional championship by 1 when they had to come from behind. And then they tacked on a regional championship. But not a lot of history going this far for this Evansville Reitz team, but they have a very talented senior in Bailey Happ who's going to Samford next year, so they're going to be a handful. It's also going to be a little bit contrast of styles, Kevin, because Center Grove will play their man-to-man defense like Coach Stuckmeyer does all season long. You're going to see a lot of zone from Reitz. They're going to play a 2-3 zone mostly, but then they're going to kind of bump that out a little bit and maybe play a little 1-3-1. So Center Grove, I'm sure, is prepared for that all week. They're going to have to be ready for that zone.
The Center Grove Trojans out of the locker room to their bench. Evansville Reitz to their bench. Center Grove wearing the all-black uniforms today, trimmed in red and white. And Evansville Reitz in the white uniforms trimmed in blue. And Kevin Stuckmeyer, the head coach for the Trojans, 9th year, 184 wins, 49 losses, 5 sectional titles under Coach Stuckmeyer, 3 regional championships, and still chasing that first semi-state title under Coach Stuckmeyer. Of course, a couple of years ago, the Trojans were 1 game away from the state championship. They lost to the Lawrence Central Bears, and Center Grove trying to get this win against the Panthers to try and get that rematch with the Bears in the Final Four tonight.
Yeah, obviously you got to win this afternoons to get there.
Let's now pause and join our PA announcer for today's national anthem, followed by today's starters.
It's time that everyone please stand. Remove your caps as we honor America, our veterans, and the men and women currently serving to protect our freedoms. with the playing of our national anthem. Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jasper High School and Jasper High School Gymnasium. On behalf of the IHSAA, Jasper High School and Jasper Wildcat Basketball, we would like to welcome the players, coaches, and fans of today's second semifinal game of the Class 4A Girls Basketball Semi-State. The Trojans of Center Grove High School and the Panthers of Evansville Reitz High School. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy today's game. Now the rosters for both squads, starting with the reserve players for today's visiting team on the scoreboard, the Center Grove Trojans. Reserve players, number 3, Ella Strong. Number 11, Mia Mann. Number 12, Aubrey Waltz. Number 15, Anna Carr. Number 20, Lily Harrier. Number 24, Kennedy Kemper. And number 32, Callie Irvine. Starters for the Trojans. At guard, a 5'9" freshman, number 2, Lilia Kipak. At guard, a 5'5" senior, number 10, Hannah Ginn. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Grayson Gilliard. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 23, Mackenzie Pierce. And in forward, a 5'11" sophomore, number 33, Haley Wagoner. Coaching staff for the Trojans, assistant coaches, Ryan Hendricks, Amy Cavara, Mandy Heidelberger, Greg Morrison, and Olivia Schmidt, and head coach, Kevin Stuckmeyer. Reserve players for the Panthers of Evansville Reitz. Number 1, Leah Fenner. Number 5, Kaya Smith. Number 10, Sydney Keeper. Number 11, Faye Coxteller. Number 25, Summer Johnson. Number 30, Ryan Bass. And number 41, Olivia Westerfield. Starters for the Panthers. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Kirsten Kaiser. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 20, Ryan Wagner. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 23, Keila coaching staff for the Panthers, assistant coaches Keenan Haight, Corey Watt, and Mike Burnett, and head coach Rob Stone. Our officials for game 2, appointed to this tournament site by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, DJ Hickle, Tim Patton.
So we're ready for the Center Grove Trojans against the Evansville Reitz Panthers. Rick, the Reitz Panthers fans came out in force today.
Absolutely. That's what happens, Kevin, when you don't get to a semi-state for many, many years, and they did. They came out in force, and obviously it's closer to Evansville. Jasper, probably about 45 minutes from Evansville Reitz High School on the west side of Evansville, and here we go, Kevin.
Kendall Kaiser tipping for Reitz and Grayson Gilliard for the Trojans. The tip is controlled by Center Grove. The Trojans set up here in the half courts.
Yeah, and there's that 2-3 zone I talked about, Kevin, and those top two have pushed out on the court. So really what you got to do, you got to get somebody at the free throw line. Those passes are not going to work the majority of the day, but just a different look that Center Grove has seen all year, and Evansville Reitz has played well in the first 20 seconds here, extending that zone a little bit. Now it's more of a 1-2-2, Kevin. They look to trap in the corners as well.
Hannah Jen, senior, out on top, takes it to the free throw line. Gilliard works it to the right side of the basket, tried to make a pass underneath to Pierce, and it is intercepted and taken away by Kirsten Kaiser. A couple of Kaiser sisters in the starting lineup for the Panthers.
Yeah, they got some good height on this Reitz team, but not really an inside team, Kevin. They like to shoot a lot of threes. This is the girl that they got to stop. Haight, she's been fantastic. She's going to Samford next year. She has really carried them in their sectional and regional championships.
Haight averaging right around 11 points a ball game.
They got 4 girls that are right around between 10 and 12 points a game, Kevin. So good balance.
Center Grove really good man-to-man defense here in the half court. The Panthers being very patient, kind of working the ball side to side.
Yeah, and you can see, Kevin, both sides just kind of trying to get something against the other team's defense, and Grayson gets a steal.
She averages 2.5 steals a ball game, and she gets the left-handed breakaway layup, 2-0 Center Grove.
Man, in that regional championship game last Saturday night, Kevin, 4 steals, several of those against the ball handler right out front, which is exactly what she did there against number 23, Keela Mitchell.
Inside, nice response by Reitz. That's Haight scoring the first 2 for the Panthers.
Yeah, here's the other thing that Reitz is going to do. They're going to try to extend some pressure a little bit. Tapek has done such a good job all year as a freshman.
Jen tries to make the bounce pass into the low post to Wagner. She cannot control the low bounce pass. It is taken away by the Reitz Panthers, and Mitchell will bring it across midcourt for Evansville Reitz. We're tied 2-2 first quarter, 5:30 to play in this opening quarter. We're at Jasper High School. This is the Elite 8. Lawrence Central beat Floyd Central in the morning game, so the Bears are in the Final Four tonight to play the winner between the Trojans and Panthers. Loose ball, still loose. Players on the floor. Evansville Reitz gets control of it. That was Kaiser, as in Kendall Kaiser, getting control, and now a reach-in foul called against Center Grove.
Yeah, I think Hannah probably picked up that one. Just a little bit too aggressive in the corner there. Quick first sub for Center Grove as Coach Stuckmeyer gets the senior Ella Sprung into action. She was so good, Kevin, both in the sectional championship and regional championship. That regional championship, she came in and gave them great minutes inside against Hupfer from Pendleton Heights.
Bailey Haight, high right side with the dribble. Keela Mitchell, sophomore, now dribbling, hands it off back to Haight. 5 minutes to play, first quarter, tied 2-2. Center Grove fans across the way chanting defense. Center Grove a good crowd, but Evansville Reitz a great crowd. Good defense here by the Trojans in the half court. A deep 3, missed it long, and it's going to be picked up by the Center Grove Trojans. With that 3-point attempt was Ryan Wagner, leading scorer, averaging 12 points a ball game. Jen chases down the loose ball. She's near midcourt, and now a reach-in foul called against Kirsten Kaiser of Evansville Reitz, her first team's first.
Yeah, both teams have picked up a little cheapy here early. Kaiser was going for that one and fouled Jen.
Hannigan will throw it in here on the sideline near midcourt. Going to the freshman Tapak. First time we mentioned Tapak in today's ball game. Ella Sprong off the bench in the ball game along with Pierce and Gilliard underneath for Center Grove. Trojans working it. High right side, Pierce to the corner, Sprong back to Pierce. Around to Jen out on top, into the corner, Pierce. Good defense by the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's where you got to stay out of, Kevin. You got to stay out of the corners because that's where they're going to look to trap.
Tapak for three, caught some rim. Rebound, Panthers. That's Ryan Wagner with the rebound. Still tied 2-2, 4 minutes to go, first quarter.
Yeah, and against that zone, Kevin, you got to just several rotations of the ball. You got to go side to side, make that defense work. We thought this might be a little low-scoring game. Center Grove only only gives up 34 points a game. Reitz only 37. So,
first meeting between these two teams in girls basketball in the state tournament, and I believe it's the first time they've ever met in girls basketball. So far, both teams great defense. Offense is struggling against these great defenses, and the Trojans knock it away. There's a loose ball near midcourt. It's going to be over and back. It'll be Center Grove ball, and Grayson a little gimpy trying to get back to her feet. She dove for the ball, and she got rolled up on. Of course, she's battling that left foot sprained ankle that she suffered against Franklin Central, and she will leave the ball game.
Oh, that is not what you want to see if you're Center Grove. She dove after that ball, and like you said, her legs got taken out from her, so she goes to the bench limping. Hopefully she'll be back quickly.
Wagner back in for the Trojans, replacing Gilliard. Wagner misses inside, gets her own rebound, fires again, and scores. Center Grove back in front, 4-2.
Yeah, and that's clearly what they want to do. If you get it in the corner, then you got to have somebody dive towards the basket. That's what happened there with Wagner, and Mackenzie Pierce hit her in stride. Wagner did a good job after missing the first one, getting the putback.
Grayson Gilliard behind the bench. She's walking back and forth, just trying to stretch out that left foot, that left ankle again. She sprained it severely against Franklin Central, a couple of weeks ago in the sectional championship. She came back last week again the regional and scored 27 points, and she's back to the scorers table. She's ready to check back in as Center Grove with a great defensive play. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Center Grove ball, and we'll see Jen go to the bench for her first break and Grayson back in.
Yeah, really solid defense so far for Center Grove against Reitz after they scored. And we got a referee's timeout here.
Center Grove will throw it in right from the scorer's table. Not for sure what the conversation is.
He's looking at the scoreboard. I don't know if it didn't start or they've got that taken care of now.
Grayson Gilliard will throw it in for the Trojan again. Trojans right in front of the scoreboard. Center Grove leads at 4-2. Still trying to get something corrected. The officials having a discussion. I guess they're not looking at the clock, so maybe they're going to run some time off or reset the clock. Now they reset it from what? I think it said 2:25. Now it says 2:52.
It was 2:55. They moved it to 2:25, and then they moved it back to 2:52. So just clock didn't start. They run 3 seconds off of it.
So quick correction. Now we're back to action. Center Grove with the basketball in the half court. Tapak out on top. Gilliard. Grayson seems to be moving okay after going out briefly. Ball was kicked out of bounds by the Panthers. Center Grove will throw it in from the sideline near the Panther bench.
Reitz is still not substituted in. Center Grove is substituted in Sprong.
Tapak in the backcourt receives the pass from Gilliard.
Yeah, and you can see that they just extend that 2-3 zone, Kevin. Look to try to trap whenever possible. You just got to continue to rotate the ball, try to get somebody around the free throw line. Got to stay out of that corner.
Pierce was in the corner, tried to make an entry pass to Wagner. It's stolen away. Three-pointer for the Panthers off the mark by Ryan Wagner.
Yeah, she's really good from three-point range. Center Grove's got to make sure they get a hand up in her face.
Center Grove with the possession. Pull-up shot by Tapak. Missed it short. Good defense by Evansville Reitz. Again, 4-2. Center Grove by 2. A turnover by the Panthers. We're under 2 minutes to play first quarter.
Yeah, you can tell both teams kind of feeling each other out.
Pierce for three. First three-pointer of the night for the day going to Mackenzie Pierce.
Good to see her shooting with some confidence, Kevin. She was battling foul trouble the entire regional championship game. Good to see her hit her first shot.
Biggest lead for Center Grove, 7-2, 1:30 to play first quarter. Haight goes to the basket with the left hand, missed it. Rebound, Gilliard. Across midcourt. Reach-in foul from Haight from behind.
Yeah, just a frustration foul there after Haight missed a bunny at the other end with that left hand. She fouls Grayson on the fast break.
For each made three-pointer today by the Center Grove Trojans, Hobby Injury Law will donate $3 back to the Center Grove High School Girls Basketball Parent Club.
Yeah, Reitz his first substitute, Summer Johnson in.
49 threes for Pierce. She already has one today. She was huge against Franklin Central. 3 3-pointers in the opening quarter. She had 4 in that contest against the Flashes. We're down to a minute. Another deep three. This time it's Grayson Gilliard draining that one from downtown Jasper.
Wow, that was Steph Curry range there, Kevin. 5 feet behind the three-point line. Grayson shoots it in stride and nothing but bottom of the net. Good defense out front by Hannah Jen.
Trojans by 8, largest lead. 45 seconds to play, first quarter. Winner goes to the Final Four tonight at 8 o'clock here at Jasper.
Oh,
did she change pivot foots?
She did.
She got away with the travel. Hape, high left side, receives the pass, pulls it out with the dribble, pounds it off the hardwood a few times, and on the drive, she is fouled.
Yeah, Mackenzie just got her hands up. You got to make sure you keep them high where the ref can see them. Instead, she got them into the body a little bit, pick up a nickel and dimer. Now another substitute in for Reitz, Faith Hochstetler. Getting her first action. Really tough defensive effort by Center Grove here in the first quarter.
20 seconds remaining, first quarter. Wagner goes right, comes back left. Now the bounce pass inside, foul against the Trojans. A couple of free throws here for the Panthers.
And that's 2 on Hannah Jen as well. So not one that you want to see on the bench for you. She is so good defensively. Does a great job of handling the ball for you on the offensive end. She's going to have to sit.
Summer Johnson off the bench at the free throw line, misses on the first. 43% free throw shooter, one more for the senior. Sprong back in. You're right, Jen to the bench with 2 fouls. Next free throw is no good. She missed them both. Sprong gets the rebound. 12 seconds to play. Gilliard across midcourt with the dribble. Makes her way to the basket. Now to Pierce for a 3. Swish! Mackenzie Pierce is on fire. Couple of threes. Last second shot doesn't go for the Panthers. What a quarter. Great start for the Center Grove Trojans. Mackenzie Pierce, a couple of threes. 6 points in the ballgame. Gilliard with a 3 with 5 points. 13-2 Trojans lead the Panthers in the semi-state semifinals. Game number 2. Winner goes to the Final Four tonight at 8 o'clock to play the Lawrence Central Bears. This is Trojan Basketball on Sports Night Indiana.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Underway here in the second quarter. Center Grove 13, Evansville Reitz 2. From Jasper High School, Hape from downtown. Long 3 short, chased down by Pierce.
Well, and right now, Wright's just struggling against that switching man-to-man defense. What a dish.
Haley Wagner scores. She's got 4. Trojans pulling away, 15-2.
Oh, and that one's going to go Center Grove's way as well. That was off of Hape's leg. Great job by Lilia Tapek, the freshman, reaching in, deflecting that one off of Hape's leg. Wright's just really struggling to get any kind of good shot so far. And now they're looking to full court press to try to change the momentum of this game because it is all Center Grove so far.
Looks like a 1-2-1-1 full court press by the Panthers. See how the Trojans handle it. Into the front court. Pierce high left side. Skip pass to the corner to Sprong and now to Tapak. On the right wing, back to Sprong. Sprong in the corner. Underneath, Wagner from Gilliard. Count it. 6 points for Wagner. Assists Gilliard.
That's a great job. The ball doesn't touch the ground, Kevin. Once Pierce gets it in the corner, she gets it to Grayson, flashing to the ball to the high post, and then she easily feeds it to Haley Wagner for the bucket.
Mitchell for the Panthers, high right side, being harassed by Wagner. Now Wagner on Wagner.
Yeah, and Wagner for them, a really good three-point shooting threat. She shoots 36% on pretty high volume as well. Got to make sure you find her.
Mitchell, right-handed dribbled, just trying to get something down the lane. They just can't find anything down the lane because Center Grove's defense is just too good, and now an offensive foul called against the Panthers.
Yeah, an illegal screen out front by Keela Mitchell as they were trying to hand that off. You're right, Kevin, and Coach Stone trying anything possible to get his Reitz Panthers team going, but so far they've had no answers.
Sticking to the zone defense, Reitz here in the half court. Here comes Grayson Gilliard trying to do a hook pass to Wagner, now to Sprong for 3, swish. Ella Sprong, her first basket. It's a three-pointer.
Play inside, outside right there. Wagner, Haley does a good job of getting it inside, and then she gets the double down on her, and she kicks it out to Sprung for her first 3, and Center Grove is rolling from the outside.
Ella Sprong picks up her first foul for the Trojans. Center Grove 4 3-pointers so far here in this first half. In the lane, Kirsten Kaiser being harassed by Sprong. She scores. Foul against Sprong. Kirsten Kaiser with a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach Stuckmeyer liked that call at all. Ella Sprong was straight up inside.
So you got Sprong with 2 fouls, Jen with 2 fouls for Center Grove. And she banks in the free throw. So, Rick, the bank is open here at the noon hour in Jasper.
Oh, man, I thought banks, if they're open on Saturdays, Kevin, are closed at noon.
Wagner throws it to the corner. Pierce for 3. Short rebound. Sprong. Reach-in foul called against Evansville Reitz. Kendall Kaiser picks up the foul, and you can hear the Reitz fans not happy with the call.
That one might have been a makeup for the other end, Kevin, because
looked like a jump ball.
Looked like a jump ball to us.
Yeah, from our vantage point. In the corner, Sprong around the perimeter. Gilliard. Tapak lobs it inside to Wagner. Looks to the corner. Sprong now to Pierce on the left wing. So to go really moving the ball quickly from side to side.
Well, you're going to get open shots, Kevin. You fake to the outside. Oh, nice move by Grayson, but a great block by and they're going to get a foul on Hape.
That's number 2 on Bailey Hape, the senior for Evansville Reitz. Again, the Reitz fans felt like it was a clean block. Gilliard at the line shooting 2. She's got a little bit of a smile on her face. I think she probably thought it was also clean. Grayson 5 points in the ball game. 75% free throw shooter. First one is good.
Yeah, Coach Stone having a discussion over there with the referee that called that one. I don't think he agreed with that either, but you're right. That's a tough call against their leader, Bailey Hape, and they can't take her out when you're down 16 already.
She hits on both free throws. 7 points for Grayson Gilliard. 22-5. Center Grove leads it. 5:25 to go in this first half.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's really frustrating Reitz is they're just not used. They're they're used to setting a lot of screens, but with Center Grove, the way that they play defense and switch everything, they're not getting any open looks or anything. A lot of standing around offensively.
Mitchell dribbling out on top. Lob inside, getting away from Grayson Gilliard, and scoring is Kirsten Kaiser.
That was a good little back cut there by Kaiser.
In the deep left corner, 3 by Pierce is long. Weak side rebound, a battle for the rebound. It's loose on the floor, and a timeout called by Evansville Reitz.
And Kennedy Kemper coming in for Center Grove. Kevin, giving Center Grove some early minutes here. You mentioned both Sprong and Jen with 2 fouls. Coach Stuckmeyer trying to keep them from getting a third foul here in the first half.
One of our presenting sponsors today for CG Girls Basketball is TAPAC Wealth Management, along with Coldwell Banker Styles, and also Habig Injury Law. Appreciate their sponsorship of CG Girls Basketball today in the semi-state.
I know there's a ton of people listening to our broadcast today, Kevin, and really appreciate those sponsors for allowing that broadcast to be heard. There's a ton of Center Grove stuff going on today, Kevin. Wrestling state finals and Coach Swain and his team trying to bring home a state championship there. And then you got the Center Grove boys swimming team in the sectional finals at Center Grove. So a ton of stuff going on, and glad we could broadcast this back for those that are listening.
Panthers with the basketball. 4:44 to go in this opening half. 22-7. Center Grove leads it. Mitchell across midcourt. She walks it into the front court. Backdoor cut, looking for Hape, and it's going to be out of bounds. Gilliard almost got the steal. She tried to control it. She dribbles, though, on the baseline out of bounds, so the Panthers will throw it in under their own basket.
Yeah, and that's what you can tell. Wright's trying to get some backdoor cuts against this stifling Center Grove defense. And
in the lane, Kaiser scores again, and she's fouled. The sophomore has 7 points, going back to the free throw line for her second opportunity at an old-fashioned three-point play.
I mean, Kaiser's keeping them in the game right now, Kevin, the sophomore. She's got all 7 of theirs in this quarter, and 7 out of their 9 so far. She gets inside, gets the harm in the foul, or harm in the bucket.
Jen back in with 2 fouls. Kennedy Kemper gets that last foul, her first foul. She goes to the bench. Missed on the free throw.
She did not bank that one in, Kevin.
They must have closed the bank. Maybe around 12:30. Corner 3, she gets the bounce. That's the freshman, Lilia Tapak, her first basket.
Well, what Center Grove's going to start getting, Kevin, is they shot fake that 3 on the wings of the corner. They got 2 Reitz people flying at them every 3 that they're shooting. They're going to get some opportunities for some shot fakes and drives off of those now that they've started out really, really hot from the outside.
25-9, Trojans commanding lead, just under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Hape had it knocked away, and she lost it out of bounds. It went all the way over in front of the Center Grove bench. She tried to retrieve it off the floor. She kind of bobbled it, and it hits the out-of-bounds line, so a turnover by the Panthers.
Yeah, just looking at that Evansville Reitz bench, Coach Stone really frustrated so far with his Panthers.
Jen high left side, working against this 2-3 zone. And you're right, they really extend with this 2-3 zone. A lot of room on the baseline. They try to lob it inside to Gilliard, and a little bit too high. She couldn't handle the pass out of bounds. It'll be Wright's ball.
It was the right idea, Kevin, but I think Grayson might have got a little bit of a nudge from the backside, and that's why that ball flew over her head.
.315, they lob it inside. Kaiser couldn't handle it, out of bounds. Trojan ball.
Substitution rise number 25, Summer Johnson. Substitution Center Grove number 3, Ella Strong.
Center Grove rotating Carr, Kemper, Sprong, Jen in, try to keep Sprung and Jen from getting that third foul. 3:15 remaining here in the first half. Now picking up right at half court. That 2-3 zone still just extended, Kevin.
Gilliard takes it to the corner. Sprung, 3 minutes to play in this opening half. 25-9 Trojans.
Oh, free throw line, yep.
Tapak, high left side, throws it to the corner. Pierce, Gilliard trying to post, goes back to Tapak, high left side. With the dribble, Tapak now pulls it out near the 10-second line, lobs it into the corner. Ball tipped out of bounds by Reitz. Center Grove will throw it in here on the sideline. Into the backcourt, Tapak, she'll bring it up. 2.5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Trojans shooting well, defending well in this first half against the Panthers. Trying to close it out. Sprung sets the feet, takes the three, hit the rim, rebound, Reitz. Man, it was a good look for Sprung. She was wide open. Baseline drive, Sprung's got to be careful. She's got the 2 fouls. Missed shot on the baseline for the Reitz Panthers. Center Grove clears it out.
But what a great job there, Kevin, of running out on the three-point shooter. Wagner wants to shoot threes. She doesn't want to drive and get inside. So Center Grove does a great job there, making her put it on the floor, and then she's not as comfortable with that short-range jumper.
We're under 2 minutes to play. Here comes Gilliard. Now to Tapak on the wing. She penetrates, lobs it inside to Wagner. Wagner sets the feet, goes up with a shot on the right side of the rim. She had it blocked. It's out of bounds. Last touch, the Panthers. It'll be Trojan ball, and again, some oohs and ahs from the Panther fans.
No, that was the right call. That got, after it got blocked from Haley, then they knocked that out of bounds.
Perimeter shot doesn't go. Rolls off for the Trojans. Was that Sprung?
No, that was Grayson. I was getting ready to say, wow, what a move, Kevin.
Looked down for just a moment. Missed that one. And now Tape takes another long three, Rick, and she's short. Near midcourt, we've got a jump ball. One official says jump ball, and it's going to be Trojan ball. Yeah, they're saying jump ball.
Yeah, good hustle by Tapak to go get that ball at half court. Hape with another deep three. Kevin just short on that. She's really trying to get in some kind of groove here, Kevin. Center Grove doing a great job defensively on her so far. Really on everybody except Kirsten Kaiser, the sophomore.
Whistle out on top. Another foul here against the Panthers.
Yeah, that's Mitchell. A little bit handsy out front there on Lilia Tapak.
Couple of fouls on Mitchell. 14 fouls against the Panthers. Jen will throw it in right in front of the scores bench. Center Grove 5 3-pointers in this opening half. No threes for the Panthers.
Mitchell got to be very careful not to pick up her third.
Inside, Grayson Gilliard scores. Great entry pass from Pierce. She gets the assist.
What a great flash as well, Kevin, because their interior girl was on Haley Wagner inside, and Grayson just snuck in behind her. Great dish from the wing and another bucket for Center Grove.
50 seconds to go in this second quarter. 27-9 all CG. LC beat Floyd Central in the morning game, so the Bears are in the championship game tonight in this Jasper semi-state. Ball tipped out of bounds by the Trojan defense. Reitz will throw it in, and we'll see Anna Carr, senior, in for Jen. Again, just don't want to have Jen and Sprung pick up that third foul here in this late in this first half.
Yeah, they got them both out now. Great decision there by Coach Stuckmeyer and his staff.
Mitchell with the spin move, goes baseline on Carr. She draws some contact. She'll get 2 shots. Foul on Carr.
Yeah, great job by Mitchell there of drawing that contact. Anna in pretty good shape there, Kevin. Had her hands up, but referees thought that she got her with the body down low, so Mitchell to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Each team now with 4 team fouls. Again, she's going to get 2 shots because she was in the act of shooting. 36 seconds remaining in this opening half. Free throw good by Mitchell, her first point. 63% free throw shooter. She averages 10 points a ball game. And misses on the next free throw. Sprong with the rebound.
Yeah,
Center Grove will go for probably the final shot.
Yeah, they're going to try anyways to hold it for one shot. Grayson should just stand out there.
2 defenders up high. Then they got 3 down along near the basket area. Double team on Grayson, and now a reach-in foul against Evansville Reitz.
Yeah, and if that's on Mitchell, that's going to be 3 on her. What a huge play that would be. Oh, they do give it to Mitchell. You got to be really careful there, and Mitchell just, smacked. I could hear the smack up here against Grayson Gilliard.
She's their third leading scorer, about 10 points a ball game. She picks up her third, and at the line shooting is Grayson Gilliard. Misses on the first free throw. One more for Grayson. She has 9 points in the ball game. Some subs here for both teams.
Well, and they take out Haight because she's got 2 fouls. They take out Mitchell, obviously, because she's got 3. 16 seconds left here in the first half.
Grayson trying to get in double figures, and she does. She hits on the next free throw. She has 10 points in the ball game.
Yeah, really, and Mitchell's the one that brings the ball up the court, her and Haight most of the time. Center Grove can be really aggressive here. Also, you don't
4
have,
seconds.
Yeah, you don't have any fouls to give.
2, 1, shot at the buzzer, missed by Reitz. That takes us to halftime, and Rick, an impressive first half for Center Grove.
What a half by Center Grove. Complete opposite of the last 2 weeks. Kevin, when Center Grove was behind at halftime, they have absolutely dominated this game defensively here in the first half. And they got 16 more minutes for a chance to advance to the Final Four.
Outscored in 15-8 in that second quarter. Headed to the locker room. Center Grove 28, Evansville Reitz 10. Winner goes to the Final Four tonight to play the Lawrence Central Bears at 8 o'clock here at Jasper. This is Trojan Basketball on Sports Night Indiana.
At the Skin Lab, beauty and wellness come together under one roof. From advanced skin treatments and injectables to personalized wellness programs, we help you look and feel your very best. Whether you want radiant, glowing skin, balanced hormones, or a boost in confidence, our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. Discover an experience where science meets luxury and results speak for themselves. The Skin Lab. Your journey to confidence starts here.
Our car wash remembers your car's quirks better than your favorite barista remembers your coffee order. delivering a wash experience as smooth and effortless as your morning latte.
At Peterman, we are raising the bar for home service. We host classes nearly every working day, with thousands of hours of training invested in our field professionals each year. So you know when Peterman shows up, you're about to receive expert care. Home ownership is already stressful enough. So when it comes to peace of mind for your home, trust Peterman to get it done. And for a limited time, get a free furnace from us. Visit PetermanHVAC.com for details and to schedule.
Do you see it? Do you see the potential? The potential for birthday parties on the patio. The potential for lazy weekends by the pool. Do you see the rain hitting the glass as you read a book with a cozy blanket on a cold winter's day? And do you see the science project being done on the kitchen table? Do you feel it? Do you feel the excitement of Christmas morning as the kids race down the stairs and as a family forms memories that can never be replaced? Do you hear it? Hear the crackle of the fireplace, the laughter coming from the next room, the sound of crickets as you call it a night. At Coldwell Banker, our people and our company are cut from a different cloth. We see, hear, feel, and sense things that others simply don't. Perhaps that's because we have a unique appreciation for this magical thing that defies description, that goes by the name of home. Because of this appreciation, and because of our dedication to be the best in the craft, our company has thrived for well over a century. This is why we're ranked #1 in agent trust. And this is why more people have turned to us to help them find and sell their homes than any other company in the history of America. We are Coldwell Banker. We do real estate differently. We do real estate with higher standards. And we have proudly guided people home since 1906.
Welcome back to Jasper High School. We're at halftime. Center Grove leads Evansville Reitz 28-10 in this Class 4A semifinal game. Winner advances to the Final Four tonight at 8 o'clock to play the Lawrence Central Bears. The Bears beat Floyd Central in Game 1 today, 53-47. Today's game being presented by Hobbig Injury Law, Paypack Wealth Management, and by Coldwell Banker Styles. Kevin Conrad, Rick Embry with you. And Rick, that was maybe the best half of basketball we've seen from the Center Grove Trojans. I'm sure that was a point of emphasis from Coach Stuckmeyer this past week in practice because on the postgame show last Saturday, might have been their worst first half they've played per some of the players against Pendleton Heights, and of course they pulled it out in the fourth quarter, so a much better effort by CG here in the first half.
Yeah, and it all starts on the defensive end always for Center Grove and Coach Stuckmeyer, and that performance in that first half was absolutely stifling, Kevin. 10 points they gave up to Reitz, and really after that first maybe minute or two of Center Grove kind of feeling out that 2-3 zone, then they just started to pick it apart, Kevin. They were hot from the outside, and then they started getting some good looks inside with Haley Wagner and Grayson Gilliard, and that led to that dominating first half performance, 28-10 at halftime for Center Grove.
And Rick, you have our scores from the first half.
Yeah, first for the Panthers for Evansville Reitz, only 3 girls score for them. They're led in scoring by Kirsten Kaiser, the sophomore, comes in averaging 10.5 points a game. She has 7 all in the second quarter. Center Grove did a fantastic job of really shutting down their other 3 leading scorers. Ryan Wagner comes in averaging almost 13 a game. She has 0. Keela Mitchell has 1 free throw, and then Bailey Happ, their senior leader, has 1 bucket in the first quarter for 2. For Center Grove, they're led in scoring once again by their leading Miss Basketball candidate, Grayson Gilliard. She had 5 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter. She has 10 at half. Mackenzie Pierce had 6 in the first half on the strength of 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. Haley Wagner gave some great minutes. The sophomore has 6 as well. And then Lilia Tapak and Ella Sprung both hit a 3 in that second quarter. They each have 3 at halftime. That's 28 points for Center Grove, 10 for Reitz at halftime. Like you said, Kevin, going back to the last 2 games, Franklin Central game, Center Grove was down by 6 at half. The Pendleton Heights regional final game, Center Grove was down by 7 at half. Completely different story today so far, and we'll see if Center Grove can keep that momentum here into the second half.
Center Grove returning to the floor here at halftime. We're about 2 minutes away before the start of the third quarter. Reitz has been out here for some time, warming up, getting ready for the second half. And we want to take a moment to thank the following sponsors for Center Grove girls basketball this season: the Skin Lab, Specified Lighting, North Point Engineering and Surveying, Kopetsky Auto Wash, Jeff Heidelberger Insurance Agency, G&G Oil, Fuel Up Nutrition, Duke Homes, Don Wilder of Berkshire Hathaway, Bischoff Wealth Management, Aqua Systems, and Tapak Wealth Management. Also, big thank you to Greenwood Texas Roadhouse as they sponsor our Center Grove Player of the Game. That'll be coming up at the conclusion of today's game. That's compliments of the Greenwood Texas Roadhouse. And also, big thank you to Eric Hobbig of Hobbig Injury Law for donating $3 for each made three-pointer by CG back to the CG Girls Basketball Parent Club. And Rick, they had quite a few threes in that first half.
I should have paid attention. 5. Kevin gives me a great hint here by giving me 5 fingers up. So, yeah, 5 big ones in the first half, 3 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter. And those 5 threes, Kevin, by 4 different girls. Tapak, Sprung, Gilliard has 1 apiece, and then Mackenzie Pierce has 2. Center Grove also did a really good job of kind of nursing that foul difficulty that they had in the first half with both Hannah Jen and Ella Sprung getting 2 fouls in the first quarter. They kind of nursed them to halftime to still only have 2. Reitz is also battling foul trouble as well. Haight has 2, and Keela Mitchell, their point guard, has 3 at halftime. Obviously, you got to play those guys. Coach Stone is going to play those girls early here in the second half, and they got to find a way to get back in this ball game.
The crowds are getting into it. We're ready for the third quarter, 28-10. Center Grove with the advantage to begin the third. It'll be Panther ball to begin the third. Mitchell will bring it up. She's playing with 3 fouls. Picked up that 3rd foul late in the first half. Goes to Hape. Senior. Lob inside.
Oh, great pass there.
Made an extra pass. Kaiser scores. Kirsten Kaiser.
Yeah, obviously upset play coming out of halftime.
Works to perfection.
Now Reitz goes man-to-man, and this is not what they're comfortable with, Kevin. They just do not play man-to-man very often, but Coach Stone obviously trying to do something different. This is usually when Grayson Gilliard goes to work.
Sticking with they're going to man, looks like.
Yep.
For Evansville Reitz. Wagner, a rare 3. Swish.
Why not, Kevin?
Haley Wagner makes it now 6 3-pointers for the Trojans. She has 9 points.
Yeah, they were way off of her, and Haley can shoot that 3. Doesn't shoot very many, Kevin, but on the season, she's right at 33%.
Inside again, making that extra pass, and they score easily. That's Kendall Kaiser scoring. That's her first 2 in the ball game.
Yeah, good extra pass there again by Mitchell. Center Grove kind of lost the girl there.
Teams that are effective against the Center Grove defense, you've got to make that entry pass to one side of the post and be willing to make that extra pass on the other side of the lane, and that's what they've done the last 2 possessions, and they've gotten 2 high percentage shots, and Tapak hits the 3, her second 3.
And how frustrating is that? Wright scores the first 2 possessions. Kevin on some nice plays. Center Grove on the other end, 2 threes. So Coach Stone, I just glance over there at the bench, and he just shakes his head. It's like, what can we do here? This is the same play that they ran to start the second half.
6 minutes to play, third quarter.
Great job of closing out again by Hannah Jen on the shooter Wagner.
Mitchell at the left elbow. Pull-up jump shot. Doesn't go. Rimmed out for Wagner, but offensive board for Kirsten Kaiser, and now Wagner hits on the 3 for Evansville Reitz.
Give him a second shot there, and oh man, Coach Stuckmeyer is irate right now. Yeah, and you can tell he does not like giving up second shots, and then what happens is they double the post and they leave Wagner wide open, and like I said, She is an absolute shooter, Kevin. She comes in on the season shooting about 33% on the year, but she shot 206 on the year. Well, they played 23 games, so my basic math, that's about 9 a game she likes to shoot, and she's hitting about 3 a game. So that's her first one, and that's the last thing you want to do, Kevin, is to get her going.
Big thank you to one of our presenting sponsors today, TAPAC Wealth Management. From dreams to goals to flexibility to confidence, it starts with a plan. Connect with Christopher TAPAC, branch manager and senior financial advisor. Get the guidance you need to focus on your future, backed by the resources of one of the nation's most recognized financial services firms. Call Christopher TAPAC today at 317-660-8406.
Chris very excited to watch his niece, Lilia, play.
Fantastic senior year, or freshman year, excuse me. She's playing like a senior. She's really picked up her game here in the state tournament.
Senegal breaks that press pretty easy. Now we'll see what defense. They're back into that 2-3, Kevin. They really only played man twice, and Senegal got two buckets off of that. Now TAPAC stuck in the corner.
And she tried to throw it to Wagner, rushed it a little bit, overthrows Wagner, it goes out of bounds, and you're right, they kind of changed their defense, more of a trapping defense, and sped Senegal up here offensively.
Yeah, it's just sometimes they go into that hard trap, Kevin, and if you're not if you're in those bad spots, you're in the corners or where you have the baseline or the sideline as an extra defender, you can really get in trouble, and that's what happened there.
34-17 Trojans. We're in the third quarter, 5:10 to go. Hey, high left side, doing quite a bit of dribbling. Trying to do a step back, a deep three. Missed it short. Rebound. That's Kendall Kaiser. Out on top, a long three doesn't go for Ryan Wagner. They're taking some really deep threes.
Yeah, they're trying to get back in this ball game, Kevin. And
they've kind of abandoned that maybe that first offensive game plan. Now they're really looking to shoot some threes to get back into it. You're right. TAPAC hesitates on the dribble, now works it to the right, spins back to the left with the left hand.
Move.
Count it, and one for Lilia TAPAC.
How about that from the freshman there, Kevin? She goes to the right shoulder and then turns back with that strong hand. That left hand gets the foul and the bucket. And she misses on the free throw. The tipped out, though, and chased down by TAPAC. And now she's going to be tied up. Jump ball. That was Kendall Kaiser that got that last foul for the Panthers. And we'll see Ella Sprong in for Hannah Jin. Ball out of bounds here on the near side for the Trojans. It'll be Pierce throwing it in for CG. 4.5 minutes to play in the third, and right at midcourt they're double teaming TAPAC, and she picks up her dribble and throws it away. Again, they're coming with that surprise double team right at midcourt, right as the Senegal players come across the timeline. Hape with the drive in the lane, shot blocked by Wagner, got a piece of it out of bounds. It'll be Evansville basketball, and Jen, not a long break, she's right back in replacing Lilia TAPAC. Yeah, I think Hape thought she got hit on the arm there, but referee said it was clean.
Off the out-of-bounds play, ball goes near the 10-second line, chased down by Kirsten Kaiser for the Panthers. Panthers set up here in the half-court. Penetration by Wagner in the lane. Whistle, and do we have a third foul on Jen?
Yeah, that's a tough one because I thought she had all ball on that.
3 fouls on senior Hannah Jen. One might see TAPAC in for Jen here momentarily. At the moment, TAPAC on the bench. Jen stays out there with 3 fouls. 4 minutes to play in the third. Kirsten Kaiser trying to inbound it. Finally finds a man. That's Faith Hochstetler just into the ball game, a senior. Inside, that's Catherine, I should say, Kirsten Kaiser scoring. Boy, she's had a ball game.
She has. She's played well, and Kevin, she's just going to continue to get better, get a little bit of strength on her, and she's going to be really good her last 2 years.
Grayson Gilliard, kind of a 4-footer, missed it on the jump shot in the lane, cleared out by the Panthers, a quick shot for CG. Didn't take much time off the clock on that possession.
Yeah, but Coach Stuckmeyer is going to take that shot all day with Grayson. It's a nice little pull-up. She hits that a majority of the time.
Grayson 10 points at halftime, has not scored here in the third quarter. Missed shot, offensive rebound, though, by the Panthers.
Well, and that's what they've done here in the second half, Kevin, is just, man, that's a tough one. She's straight up there. Haight gets a foul, but it's been the offensive rebounds, Kevin, and that's what makes Coach Stuckmeyer really not happy, is when you give up the second shots. They didn't do it hardly at all in that first half, but Reitz's went to the boards hard here in the third quarter.
Foul against Grayson, her first. Haight at the line, hits on the first free throw. She has 3 points in the ball game. Haight averaging 11 points a ball game, shoots 67% from the free throw line, 4 rebounds per contest, and 3 steals per game, and hits on both free throws. Rick said she's going to Sanford, has an SAMFORD in college. 3 minutes to play in the third. 36-21 Trojans. Extending with this 2-3 zone. Center Grove working the ball around the perimeter. Now a deep three. Grayson short. And Sprong trying to save it from going out of bounds. As she comes down, she is out of bounds. It'll be Reitz basketball.
Yeah, good effort there by Ella Sprong. Just stepped out of bounds there, but
Tapak back in for CG. Jen to the bench with 3 fouls. 2:45 on the clock, third quarter.
I mean, Reitz, after only scoring 10 points in the first half, Kevin, have 11 here in the third quarter.
And a pass intercepted by Sprong. Grayson got a piece of it. Wagner across midcourt into the corner. Pierce sets the feet, fires a 3.
Wow.
Swish. She is on fire. She continues to shoot at a high clip. That is Mackenzie Pierce, the junior, her third three-pointer. Center Grove has 8 3-pointers in the ballgame.
Man, how frustrating is that, Kevin? You really feel like you're playing so much better here in the second half, and you look up on the scoreboard, and it's that you haven't made any progress. It's still an 18-point game. Center Grove continues to shoot that 3 ball.
A steal by Pierce in the front court. Center Grove, Pierce sets the feet, fires another 3, and it's short. Battle for the rebound. Grayson Gilliard with the offensive board, and before the shot, she is fouled on the floor.
That was actually a good foul by, I think that was Summer Johnson, because that's an easy putback for Grayson.
It is Summer Johnson with her first foul. Out of bounds for CG. Tapak will throw it in under the Trojan basket. 1:56 to play in the third. 39-21. Center Grove continues to control this one off the out-of-bounds play, a loose ball.
Yeah, I think Coach Stuckmeyer got a timeout.
He did call a timeout before the jump ball, 30-second timeout. Sprong was on the floor, and Coach Stuckmeyer calls a timeout before the jump ball.
I mean, he was right beside the official screaming for the timeout there as Sprong dove on the floor after it, and he was granted it.
1:51 left to play. We're in the third quarter. Center Grove 39, Evansville Reitz 21. Rick, how about Center Grove boys wrestling in the state finals? Going into today's rounds, they were in first place over Brownsburg and Crown Point after last night, and I think they're doing really well again today.
Yeah, 7 out of the 8 won their quarterfinal matches, Kevin, and advanced to the semis this morning, and now they're in the middle of the semis, trying to keep a close eye on that, see how many will actually advance to the championship game under the lights, or championship match. That is something special. I've been there twice, Kevin, to watch that, and it is just a really cool thing that they do at Gamebridge, when they introduce the wrestlers for the state championship matches.
Also, the Center Grove boys swimming and diving team hosting the sectional finals. That should get underway at about 1 o'clock. You can watch that on IHSATV.org under Sports Night Indiana. Turnover by CG and a quick basket for Reitz. Who got the 2, Rick?
Kaiser again, Kirsten Kaiser.
She has 13 points in the ball game. Great response. Center Grove scores.
Grayson Gilliard with the 3 ball in the corner pocket. Man,
she has 13 points. Her second 3.
I look over at Coach Stone for Reitz, and every time that happens where it feels like they got a little momentum, they get a steal, they get a bucket, Center Grove just at the other end just drives another dagger into the heart.
Center Grove keeps answering the call.
You can tell.
Wagner for three, missed it for Reitz. Rebound, Tapak. Tapak, a point guard, but also a good size, a good rebounder.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch her, Kevin, over the next 3 years just become and continue to grow. There's
Center Grove,
that corner.
9 threes, and now Pierce has knocked to the floor a foul against the Panthers.
Yeah, I think that's going to go against Wagner. Yep.
Her first. We see Jen in for Pierce. Tapak will throw it in for the Trojans.
That's where you do not want to get it.
Ball tipped to the backcourt. It is off the Panthers. Sydney Kiffner knocked that one out of bounds coming off the bench for Reitz. 40 seconds remaining in the third. Grayson squares up, drives the lane, draws some contact, no foul, play on. She missed the shot.
I thought she got more than contact there, Kevin, but no call like you said. But thought she was going to get another steal there.
Hape had it knocked away by Grayson, picked up though by the Panthers, and now Grayson almost got another steal there.
She is all over the place, and they got a girl wide open underneath and goes off of her hands.
Couldn't control it. That's Summer Johnson, senior, out of bounds.
But that all starts, Kevin, with the ball pressure out front by Grayson.
10 seconds left in the quarter. Center Grove trying to get that final shot across midcourt. It's Tapak to the middle. Wagner into the corner. Sprong down to 2 seconds. She takes the three. Missed it. Weak side rebound. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. That brings us to the end of the third quarter. The Center Grove Trojans lead it 42-23. And the Elite Eight trying to get to the Final Four tonight to play the Lawrence Central Bears. The state championship is next Saturday night in downtown Indy at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. This is Center Grove Trojan Girls Basketball on Sports Night Indiana.
At Peterman, we are raising the bar for home service. We host classes nearly every working day, with thousands of hours of training invested in our field professionals each year. So you know when Peterman shows up, you're about to receive expert care. Home ownership is already stressful enough. So when it comes to peace of mind for your home, trust Peterman to get it done. And for a limited time, get a free furnace from us. Visit PetermanHVAC.com for details and to schedule.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Underway in the fourth quarter, 42-23. Center Grove leads Evansville Reitz in the Elite Eight here at Jasper. Jump shot good by Wagner of Evansville Reitz. She has 5, and she has a pretty looking shot.
Yeah, and this is for the most part, a pretty young team other than Hape and the older Kaiser in that starting lineup are seniors. Everybody else, Kevin, is sophomores and juniors, so they're going to be a handful down in Southern Indiana for the next several years.
Foul against Wagner for Reitz, her second foul, team's first here in the fourth quarter. 7:29 to go in the ball game. Off the out-of-bounds play, too hard with the shot by Gilliard. Rebound by Sprong. She's double-teamed in the lane, and now they're going to call a 3-second count. She could not find a teammate, and she's calling for 3 seconds.
That's a tough one because you know that the girl has good position on you, so you're trying to find somebody open, and they got the 3-second call. So Center Grove outscores Reitz by 1 in that third quarter, but Reitz did score 13 points, and that's 3 more than they scored the whole first half. They've shot the ball better, Kevin, and a lot of their points have come off of the second chances, and what a move by Grayson.
Grayson with the steal and the breakaway layup. 2 points for Grayson, 15 points in the ball game.
Unbelievable right there. She is such a I hope that was on McKenzie, not on Hannah.
Foul against the Trojans. Let's see. The official says
that was
it is
Jen.
Hannah, so that's number 4 on Hannah. Jen off the bench is Wagner. She'll check in for Jen.
Is that where you got to be quick enough, Kevin, if you're the teammate, to raise the hand and hope you can sell that to the official?
I hear you.
Nobody raises the hand anymore. I'm showing our age.
Old school.
Oh, wow, that's
deep 3, air ball. It was short by Wagner. Reitz. Remember back in the day they would have the fouls over by the scores table, like the little light. It would light up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like a pole, like a lighted pole.
I mean, yeah, because we didn't have the fancy scoreboards now that show you how many fouls each. I mean, even at North Posey, Kevin, we had a scoreboard that would show how many fouls were on. Most of the time on me.
Full court pressure by Reitz, a 1-2-1-1. Trojans handled this pretty well in the first half, and they handle it well here. Wagner into the front court and had it knocked away as she went to the basket. She was almost ready to go up to take a left-handed layup. She had it knocked away.
Well, and that's Kaiser again. Kirsten Kaiser, oh my, another deep one.
That's a logo 3 by Hape.
Out.
And Mackenzie Pierce got the block out. She is fouled.
Yeah, that's a great block out by Pierce on one of their taller girls, Kendall Kaiser.
Center Grove outscored Reitz 14-13 in the third quarter.
They get somebody in the middle, Coach.
Good job by Wagner. She does get to the middle. She receives the pass. Now throws it to Pierce into the front court. She'll slow it up now into the middle. That's Tapak, high right side. That's Sprong inside. Spin move. Basket is a little too hard off the glass. Almost got the basket. It was Grayson. Fouled. She'll be at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and the only thing Kaiser could do inside was kind of push her in the back a little bit. So powerful. And I think that was on the younger Kaiser, Kirsten. I talk to people all the time, and I'm like, she's just got the absolute perfect combination of that first step, Kevin, off the dribble is so quick. But then she's strong enough to where she can overpower when you try to put someone quick that's a little bit shorter on her. She just takes them to the bucket.
Grayson misses on the first free throw. Dribbles, sets, fires, and good rotation. Swish, 16 points for Grayson Gilliard. Trojans by 20. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. And Tapak jumps the passing lane, gets the steal, throws it ahead to Wagner, and she lost the dribble and called for steps. She had a wide open layup, and it got away from her.
That's when the goal looks really big right there, Kevin, and you're trying to figure out what to do. But what a great play by the freshman. Tapak, hand in the passing lane. She gets the deflection. She gets the steal, gets it up ahead to Haley. Haley just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Inside, spin move, good defense by Grayson. Not fouling, she stayed straight up and down. She gets the steal or the rebound.
Once again, that just shows, Kevin, the power of a senior versus a sophomore right there. And you can tell most of these Center Groves, you can tell, have been in the weight room, Kevin, and very strong. 50-50 balls are going towards Center Grove today. 3 on Hape.
Center Grove pulls it out with the dribble. That's Pierce now to Grayson Gilliard. They're going to work some clock here. 4 corners. Wagner in the middle. Really spreading the floor. Here comes Wagner, top of the key, receives the pass now to Sprong around the perimeter, back to Gilliard. Jump stop inside Wagner. She goes up. She's fouled. She'll get 2 shots.
Once again, that shows the other part of many parts of Grayson Gilliard's game, but another part of her game right there, Kevin, was just the drive. She draws the double team and a nice pass to Haley Wagner, and Wagner gets fouled and goes to the line.
Misses on the first free throw.
Who was that foul on, Kevin? Do you know?
There, they flash it up there. That's Wagner. Well, it says Wagner.
Yeah.
If so, that's her 3rd foul, but And this is Haley Wagner for Center Grove. She misses
Kemper.
both free throws, but Kemper with the rebound. In the corner, Sprong for three, missed it. Rebound inside, a fight for it, and is pulled out there by Reitz. Mitchell trying to go all the way. There's some contact on the shot as she was trying to get around Pierce. Foul against Mackenzie Pierce.
I think that was on Wagner at the other end. That's 3 on her. Mackenzie gets her second foul for Center Grove.
Shooting 2, Kayla Mitchell.
Now this is another girl that Center Grove's done a really good job of so far. Comes in averaging 9.9 points a game, and Center Grove's held her to 3. They've held Hape to 4, and Ryan Wagner to 5. The one who's went above her average is Kirsten Kaiser. She's been fantastic.
Yeah, she's a sensational sophomore. And now Mitchell hits both free throws. Makes it now a 45-27 ball game. Center Grove with the lead.
Yeah, and Wright's really extending that pressure, Kevin, but they've got 3 or 4 girls in the backcourt on that pressure. What that's going to lead to is about 2 passes, and Center Grove's going to have a layup. They handle that correctly. Sophomore Kemper still in the game for Center Grove.
Grayson has the ball taken away. That was good defense by Kirsten Kaiser, and a three-pointer good by Ryan Wagner. Quick timeout by Evansville Reitz head coach Brock Stone.
Yeah, that actually might have benefited Center Grove a little bit. Wright's on a little bit of a run here, 5 straight points to cut this to 15. Trying to make one more run at Center Grove. That's all going to start with if they can get some turnovers off of that pressure. Make Center Grove go a little bit too fast, and then Center Grove's got to do a good job of hitting their free throws. They're already in the bonus, Kevin, with 4.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Once again, a big thank you to our presenting sponsors for Center Grove girls basketball today: Habig Injury Law, Coldwell Banker Styles, and TAPAC Wealth Management. You look at the polls, Center Grove finished up 4A coaches poll number 2 and the state coaches poll number 3. For Evansville Reitz, Class 4A coaches poll number 13, also on the coaches state poll at number 13. And for whatever reason, Center Grove doesn't get much respect from if you look at the Herald website, they had Center Grove losing by 2 today.
Yeah, I love listening to the Indy Star guys. Brian, also known as Hank, does a fantastic job. I think he's with Danny. They do a fantastic job of covering girls sports in the state of Indiana, and they said the same thing. They're like, why does it every time it just feels like Center Grove gets no respect?
Never bad, I guess, to be the underdog. Cross-court pass stolen by Hape. Here comes Mitchell. She rolled off the layup. Foul against TAPAC. Mitchell at the line to shoot 2 more free throws.
Well, once again, they get a turnover at the other end. Center Grove going just a little bit too fast. Coach Stuckmeyer pretty frustrated over on the Center Grove bench.
First foul on TAPAC, number 3 against Center Grove. Mitchell at the line. She's, 3 of 4, from the charity stripe. Again, she averages right around 10 points a ball game, well under her average, and she misses here on the first one. We'll see Hannah Jen return for CG, playing with 4 fouls. Haley Wagner to the bench. Next one catches a lot of rim. She gets the roll. Full court pressure by the Panthers. Bounce pass midcourt to Sprong into the front court with the dribble. Terminates the dribble high left side. Jen swings it with the pass. High right side, that's TAPAC. Now high left side. Grayson Gilliard goes back to Jen. She penetrates, now takes it to the corner. Pierce out on top to TAPAC. Center Grove running clock. We're down to 4 minutes in the ball game.
Yeah, and there's one thing that sometimes you do, Kevin, is you quit trying to score sometimes. You got to make this pressure, make them pay for their pressure.
Center Grove spreading the floor. Jen to Sprong. Out on top, TAPAC. 3:40 on the clock. And now top of the key, that's Grayson Gilliard. Evansville Right, still playing kind of that zone defense underneath, and Grayson just takes it strong to the basket and scores with the left hand.
I mean, you put her at the free throw line against anybody in the state of Indiana, she's going to drive right around them, and right there you saw it again.
Gilliard with 18 points in the ball game. Jen defending again. She has 4 fouls. She's defending closely on Mitchell. Cross-court pass goes to Hape.
Yeah, she wants to launch.
From the volleyball line, that's a deep, deep three. It's short. Summer Johnson inside had it knocked away. The Reitz fans wanted a foul. Tapak into the front court to Jen with 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, great job of settling things down. Hannah Jen once again.
Gilliard controls it, now dribbles down the lane, goes with the left hand, and she hits the basket, and she'll go to the line to shoot one.
Oh, my. Once again, Kevin, you get her the ball. Basket's good. You get her the ball at the top of the key.
She's got 20 points in the ball game at the free throw line, shooting 1.
And she has in the last 2 possessions said, give me the ball, girls, and let's get ready to play tonight.
Haley Wagner back in for CG. Sprong will take a break. So 8 o'clock tonight, Center Grove will take on Lawrence Central, barring an unbelievable comeback here by the Panthers. High arching free throw doesn't go. Rebound, Summer Johnson for the Panthers.
Yeah, now it's going to be Wagner and Hape trying to shoot from deep.
Hape misses on the 3. It's short. Ball was being tipped around like a volleyball. Finally chased down by Mackenzie Pierce for Center Grove. Trojans in the front court. Jen with the dribble. Now top of the key. That's Grayson Gilliard. Now Tapak tries a 3. It's short. Probably not the shot that Coach Stuckmeyer wanted. And Lilia knows it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Lilia and I think her mom and dad probably know that as well. Her dad, Ryan, played at IU, was a walk-on for IU back in the day. That's the first thing they'll ask her, Kevin.
2:20 in the ball game, 2:20. 49-31. 49-31 Center Grove, and a foul against the Trojans. Wagner for Reitz going to line to shoot a couple of free throws. She has a chance to get into double figures. She has 8 points in the ball game. Lilia Tapak, her second foul. 14 fouls against the Trojans, and the free throw is good. 9 points for Mitchell.
I think it's Wagner, yeah. But
Wagner, excuse me.
She's done a good job here in the second half after she didn't score in the first half. She's now at her average.
Yeah, she's right at 10 points. She hits on both free throws. Whistle. The official comes to the scorer's table again. Don't know if it was a clock issue or something else, but we're ready for play. Ball will be taken out of bounds on the sideline for the Trojans. That'll be Jen throwing it in with 2:07 to play in the game. 49-33 all CG.
Yeah, she's holding her. It's
Mitchell,
an easy call. Lilia going to go back to the free throw line.
Mitchell committed her 4th foul. Yeah, Tapak back to the free throw line. She's been so good in the state tournament at the free throw line in the 4th quarter.
Yep, in the clutch times, Kevin. She has been absolutely huge.
Hits the first one here.
And even the Kevin Conrad and Rick Embry jinx cannot hold here.
That's right.
On the first free throw.
She has, I got her with 9 points in the ball game. Oh, she misses on the next one. A battle for the rebound. Reach-in foul, I believe, against Grayson. She tried to tie her up. They're going to put a reach-in foul on Grayson.
Yeah, Reitz is in the...
Number 2 on Grayson. 2 shots for Reitz. It will be Kirsten Kaiser at the line. 13 points for the sophomore. She's been sensational today for the Panthers.
Yeah, Kevin, they start 3 sophomores, Mitchell, Kirsten Kaiser, and Wagner. So that's a pretty good nucleus to come back next year.
Hits on the first free throw. And swish on the next.
Another timeout for Reitz. They should be down to one timeout, I think, remaining. Trying to make one more little rally here, but it's all got to be if they can cause more turnovers and get some easy baskets.
So, Rick, I know you're going to spend time between games today because, again, the Trojans will come back and play for the Final Four tonight at 8. You're going to spend some time with your family from Southern Indiana.
I am. I'm going to go down and meet my mom and my sister down in Evansville for a late lunch, early dinner before I come back up here. So all my family still lives down in Evansville. And I am very pleased when I-69 got done. That helps me. Are you going to the local Schnitzelbank? You got to make sure, no, you can't get the Das Boot. I did that once watching my kids playing tennis, and that's a pretty hefty boot, I'll tell you that.
We shall see. Back to action, jump ball.
Yeah,
Full court pressure by the Reitz Panthers. A jump ball. Center Grove will throw it in once again.
Right. Jasper is a great community, Kevin, and a very, very sports-minded community. Been down here several times. That's another foul on Hape. That's going to be 4, I think, on her. Grayson will go back to the free throw line.
I have Grayson with 20 points in the ball game. She averages 26. Grayson had a slight scare in that first half. Again, she kind of looked like she might have tweaked that left ankle again, but she went to the sideline, walked back and forth a few times, and she got right back in the ball game and didn't really appear to bother her.
No, that was obviously anytime you see your Miss Basketball candidate go down, it's kind of
you hold your breath.
Hold your breath for a little bit, but you're right. She got some medical attention over there and came right back in. That's the only break maybe that she's had. Maybe one other break, short break. But
she's logged a lot of minutes, you're right.
She has been fantastic again tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
Misses on the next free throw, 51-35 Trojans. Mitchell not able to finish, going to the basket. Look to the official for a foul, no call. Center Grove will try to attack this pressing defense. Jen in the backcourt, across midcourt, and they're going to say a 10-second count on the Center Grove Trojans.
Yeah, that was quick. That was it took her 10.03 to get across half court, Kevin, but call goes against Center Grove, 1:44 remaining.
So Rick and I will be back tonight for the Final Four. Center Grove played Lawrence Central a couple of years ago in the Final Four at the Southport Fieldhouse, lost a tough one. Bears went on to win the state title. Center Grove, Lawrence Central tonight, 8 o'clock in the Final Four. Winner tonight will go to Gamebridge Fieldhouse next Saturday night to play in the Class 4A state championship game. Foul against the Trojans.
It's always more difficult, Kevin, to play in that second game. You got a couple hours less rest than the team in the first game, but I'm sure Coach Stuckmeyer has a plan. He always has a plan. That's to get them some food, get them obviously some rest, and then they got to go to work on the game plan for tonight, because you're going to face another Miss Basketball candidate, Lola Lampley, who is absolutely fantastic for LC. She led them this afternoon with 18 in that probably a little bit tougher than they expected 6-point win over Floyd Central. She's going to play at LSU next year, so that's going to be a fantastic matchup tonight.
Hits 1 out of 2. That was Mitchell at the line.
I think she might have missed them both, Kevin.
Did she miss them both? Excuse me. Thank you.
Back to the other end for free throws.
Yeah, on the rebound, a foul against the Panthers. This will be Tapak shooting some free throws. She'll get 2 tries. Tapak short on the first one. One more for the freshman.
Number 20, Ryan Wagner, 25, Summer Johnson.
Wagner and Johnson returned for the Panthers. 1:22 left to play.
But that is saying something, Kevin. Twice in the last 3 years, Center Grove has been in that Final Four matchup against LC. 2 years ago at Southport, man, they were right there in the fourth quarter, had a couple injuries, and and LC made a big comeback to beat Center Grove.
Again, Kirsten Kaiser continues to impress. Score, she has 17 points in the ball game. A 30-second timeout called. 1:11 left to play in the fourth.
Well, that's their last timeout, Kevin, so they can't stop the clock anymore. They'll probably get into this full court press again to try to get some quick turnovers, and then if not, foul and send Center Grove back to the free throw line. 27-0 for the Trojans, Kevin. Like you said at the start, the only undefeated team remaining in the state of Indiana, and once again, the Herald website had Reitz winning by 2 points, and I looked at that a couple times throughout the week going, did I miss something? What am I missing here? Center Grove's not a team that's going to beat you by 40 or 50 points. But guess what? The last time I checked, what's important is that 0 right now means 0 losses for the Trojans.
1 minute to go. Center Grove in the front court. Grayson finds Wagner. She lost the dribble out of bounds. It was tipped away by Hape. It'll be Trojan ball. So for Center Grove, 27-0 with this win today. This ties a school record for the most wins. Coach Stuckmeyer's 2023-24 team went 27-2. So the Trojans, this year's Trojan team, has already set the best winning percentage ever in school history. Center Grove continues to throw the ball around the perimeter, running clock. Panthers not fouling at the moment. And a 30-second timeout by Coach Stuckmeyer. It looks like we almost had a 5-second count.
He did not want to call that, but
he did call the timeout. It is a full timeout. So again, Rick and I'll be back tonight, 8 o'clock, Final Four, Center Grove, Lawrence Central. And the Final Four, and
that's going to be a doozy, Kevin. I think. I mean, everybody all week was talking about LC's probably the favorite, Kevin, after they knocked off number 1 Pike in the regional last week. But guess what? I would not bet against this. It's hard to call them an underdog, but I'll go out to the Herald website in between games, see if they update that. They're probably going to have LC favored by 10 points for all we know.
Again, I said earlier, it's not always bad to be the underdog.
Nope, absolutely. You can point to that all the time and, continue to say nobody thinks that you can do it. But, man, this team has just showed up time and time again. And a little bit different story today, Kevin. They have dominated this game from the get-go. I mean, it hasn't been a comeback win like the last 2 weeks in the regional and the sectional championships. They have been absolutely in control against a very, very good Reitz team. 21-2 coming in.
Final 25 seconds. Panthers not fouling. Center Grove throwing the ball around. Got to come up with our Greenwood, Texas Roadhouse player of the game for Center Grove. Last Saturday night in the regional championship, it was Grayson Gilliard. In the sectional championship against Franklin Central, it was the freshman Lilia Tapak. And Rick, we can go a few different directions here tonight as, again, we like to spread the wealth, but I know Pierce shot the ball well. Sprong had some threes, or had 1 3, and how about Wagner also around the basket really good. She hit a big 3 as well.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Pierce or Wagner, Kevin, because I think they both hit a couple big threes in that third quarter when Reitz was trying to make a run. So I can go either one of those ways, Kevin. I'll let you pick.
Both teams clearing the benches with 20 seconds left.
Let's go Mackenzie Pierce, Kevin. I'll make the decision for you.
Mackenzie Pierce, that's what I want to go with.
She got Center Grove off to a big start with those 2 threes in the first quarter, and then tacked on another one in the third quarter, shooting it with confidence after, like I said, last week just struggled in that regional game because of foul trouble. She couldn't quite get in a rhythm. Hannah Jen gets her first point tonight. So congratulations to Mackenzie Pierce, Texas Roadhouse player of the game. She'll get a meal at the Greenwood Texas Roadhouse, courtesy of the fine folks.
Final 5 seconds. Missed shot, and Jen with the rebound. Your final score, 53-37. Center Grove victorious. 27-0 on the season, playing for a chance to get to the state championship game tonight. They're going to play LC at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and the first thing you got to do, Kevin, Coach Stuckmeyer is going to get them into the locker room. Let's get dressed, ladies. Let's get to wherever we're going to go to rest. Let's get off our feet. And now the game plan. The game plan for this evening that he already has in his head. I'm sure you usually have an assistant coach that's responsible for each of the possible teams for the scout. And if we know one thing, Kevin, it's Kevin Stuckmeyer is always prepared, and he will have this team ready to go. What a performance again, and they're headed to the Final Four.
Center Grove has won semi-state championship in school history back in 1996. They went on to win the state title in 1996, and Coach Stuckmeyer and his staff trying to get that semi-state title under Coach Stuckmeyer for the first time and trying to get to the state championship game next Saturday night. Rick and I will return with our post-game show, get you all the scores from today's win, and get you ready for CGLC tonight in the Final Four from Jasper High School. Final score, 53-37. Center Grove will beat Evansville Reitz on Sports Night Indiana.
At the Skin Lab, beauty and wellness come together under one roof. From advanced skin treatments and injectables to personalized wellness programs, we help you look and feel your very best. Whether you want radiant, glowing skin, balanced hormones, or a boost in confidence, our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. Discover an experience where science meets luxury and results speak for themselves. The Skin Lab, your journey to confidence starts here.
At Peterman, we are raising the bar for home service. We host classes nearly every working day, with thousands of hours of training invested in our field professionals each year. So you know when Peterman shows up, you're about to receive expert care. Home ownership is already stressful enough. So when it comes to peace of mind for your home, trust Peterman to get it done. And for a limited time, get a free furnace from us. Visit PetermanHVAC.com for details and to schedule.
Do you see it? Do you see the potential? The potential for birthday parties on the patio. The potential for lazy weekends by the pool. Do you see the rain hitting the glass as you read a book with a cozy blanket on a cold winter's day? And do you see the science project being done on the kitchen table? Do you feel it? Do you feel the excitement of Christmas morning as the kids race down the stairs and as a family forms memories that can never be replaced? Do you hear it? Hear the crackle of the fireplace, the laughter coming from the next room, the sound of crickets as you call it a night. At Coldwell Banker, our people and our company are cut from a different cloth. We see, hear, feel, and sense things that others simply don't. Perhaps that's because we have a unique appreciation for this magical thing that defies description, that goes by the name of home. Because of this appreciation, and because of our dedication to be the best in the craft, our company has thrived for well over a century. This is why we're ranked #1 in agent trust. And this is why more people have turned to us to help them find and sell their homes than any other company in the history of America. We are Coldwell Banker. We do real estate differently. We do real estate with higher standards. And we have proudly guided people home since 1906.
Back here inside the Jasper Gymnasium, the day games are complete. Game 1, Lawrence Central beat Floyd Central 53-47. Game 2, Center Grove over Evansville Memorial 53-37. So we're set for the semi-state championship tonight at 8 o'clock here at Jasper. It'll be Lawrence Central against Center Grove, a rematch from a couple of years ago. I just recall from that game they played at Southport Fieldhouse. Center Grove had a great third quarter going, got up about 6-7 points, and then Lily Bischoff kind of hurt her foot, went to the locker room, tried to come back and try to give it a go, and could not continue to play. And I'm not going to say Center Grove was going to win that game, but, man, it's tough to beat a team like LC with the pressuring defense that they play without your starting point guard. And the Trojans will play LC. Obviously, you got two different types of teams a couple years later, but it's going to be one heck of a matchup tonight, Rick.
Yeah, and that actually, you're exactly right, Kevin. It was Lily Bischoff, and she was your point guard. That actually ended up being a broken foot, and she tried to come back. They tried to tape and give her some Tylenol and help. She just could not. Obviously, you got a broken foot, and the tide just switched then, Kevin, because they just got after it, pressed full court. And you'll see a little bit more of that. They're a different team than they were a couple years ago, but, they're very talented. We saw, obviously, the win over Pike last week, the #1 team in the state. And it all starts with stopping Lola Lampley, and she is absolutely an unbelievable player. And like I said, going to LSU next week. So you spend the next few hours, Kevin, kind of resting up. And this is the reason why you play in those, like the Carroll Toomey Classic. You get used to that, and a lot of teams do that in the state. It's not the best. I mean, it absolutely is something that they need to look at, because you're talking about a game that is for a trip to the final, to the championship game, and you have to come back on short rest, especially in the second game. But that's why you play those games. Center Grove always scheduled the Carroll Toomey Classic to play those couple games against really good teams. They'll be ready. They'll be ready tonight. Coach Stuckmeyer will have a good game plan ready, and hopefully they can shoot the ball like they did early tonight, Kevin, because, man, they were on fire from three-point range, and it was everybody. They got contributions across the board, and I think 5 out of the 6 girls that scored for Center Grove all had a three-pointer. So it'll be a fun one tonight, and hopefully we have a big crowd tuning in if you can't make it down here to Jasper.
Hear the applause. The Center Grove Trojans coming out of the locker room, and a lot of the fans making some noise for the Trojans. And you're right, the CG hit that three really well today. And again, you got to credit the ball movement. Center Grove really did a good job with the ball movement.
Yeah, 9 threes today, Kevin, and man, some of those were just in huge spots. But that's what happens when you're playing against a defense that's kind of trapping and trying to. They're double teaming in spots. You make that extra pass, and you're going to get the open shot. That's exactly what they did, especially in that first half, man, when they got off to that huge start, 28-10 at halftime, and then you don't have the drama of coming back like you had to have the last two sectional championship and regional championship rounds. So a great performance this morning by Coach Stuckmeyer and his crew, and hopefully they got one more in them tonight to advance to the state championship next Saturday.
Rick, you have our scores from today's ball game.
Yeah, first for Evansville Reitz. They were led in scoring by their sophomore, Kirsten Kaiser. She was fantastic. She had 7 in the first half, 10 in the second half. She had 17. Sophomore Ryan Wagner, another sophomore, she had 10. Keela Mitchell, another sophomore, had 4. And then Bailey Happ had 4, Hape, I should say. And then Kendall Kaiser, 2 seniors there. She had 2 for Reitz's 37 points. For Center Grove, once again, they were led in scoring by their Miss Basketball candidate, Grayson Gilliard. She had 10 in the first half, 11 in the second half. She ends up with 21. Also in double figures, Lilia Tapek. She had 10, including 2 3-pointers. And then 2 girls with 9. Mackenzie Pierce, 3 threes. She had 9. And Haley Wagner had a 3, and she had 9. And then Ella Sprong had a 3 for 3 points. And then Hannah Jen had a free throw late for 1 point. That's Center Grove's 53 points.
And again, our Texas Roadhouse player of the game is Mackenzie Pierce. Just really shot the ball well today again on her threes, 3 3-pointers. And I think you said you had her with 10 points in the ball game. But Mackenzie's really shot it well. What comes to mind? This game today, but of course the sectional championship at home against Franklin Central, she hit 4 3-pointers.
Yeah, and that was what's interesting is when I was listening to Hannah and Ella talk about the game tonight on the Indy Star, they both talked about they really like this gym and they like the shoot in this gym. They came down obviously and practiced earlier this week. Center Grove shot this morning like they like this gym, 9 threes. It's probably going to take something like that. LC's going to ratchet up the pressure a little bit tonight. So you're going to get some opportunities. You got to take care of the ball, and then you're going to get some open looks, and hopefully those can go down tonight as well.
Yeah, this is an old-style gym with the old-style lights, so it's a little bit dim in here, so some like it, some not so much, but you're right. Center Grove seems to really like it because they shot it extremely well today.
Yeah, if I'm a shooter, I don't care about what the lighting is. I care about my rims, and if they're soft rims, and Center Grove got a couple nice soft rotations and off of their shots and soft bounces, I should say, so it should be a dandy one tonight, Kevin. I'm looking forward to that. I think these are the top 2 teams that are left in the state of Indiana. I know the folks up north would have something different to say, and there's some great teams coming out of there, but this is going to be a doozy tonight.
Rick, enjoy your afternoon with your family, and we'll see you tonight for the Final Four.
Sounds good, Kevin. We'll see everybody tonight.
On that note, we'll wrap things up for this afternoon here at Jasper High School. Final score, 53-37. Center Grove beating Evansville Reitz. Center Grove, the only team in the state of Indiana, girls basketball undefeated at 27-0. For the Panthers, they conclude the season at 21-3. Today's Center Grove girls basketball coverage was presented by Obig Injury Law, Tapac Wealth Management, and Coldwell Banker Styles. Girls basketball back in action again tonight, 8 o'clock against Lawrence Central in the Final Four right here at Jasper. We'll be here with the live audio stream. Until then, this is Kevin Conrad, Rick Embry, and our production assistant, Sam Dominguez, saying so long, everyone, from Jasper High School.